Hello, real estate rock stars. Welcome to our jam session. Today, I have here our coach, Jess Stone. Hi, Jess. How are you?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there. I think a lot of us are hanging in there. So, lots of stuff going on. So,
Wonderful. Well,
yeah,
thank you. Thank you so much for carving some time for us. And today's topic is one of my favorite, and that's because I struggle with it a lot because there are a lot of things I have to juggle during the day, during the week, during the month. And it is all related to time management. And I know that you have some really cool tools and a good solution for time management. So that's why I pulled you today. And I would love to interview you and find out what can be done to figure out better systems for time management. What do you think? Can we do that?
I think we can. I think this is very, very up my alley because, as you know, I struggle with ADHD. And so I'm very squirrel. So time management is something that I struggle with too. It's not something that just like, oh, you can do this. It's something that actually takes practice. And they say that it takes like 30 days to build a new habit, and in my case sometimes it takes a little longer. So I still struggle daily with time management, but I'm doing my best. And that's all we can ask for. So I want to share some tips that I've got, as far as time blocking and everything, what I do, what works for me, and then maybe help out another agent or three or four or 100, who knows, with their time blocking, and share with them my tips and tricks as far as what I do.
Oh, that's fantastic. And just to let everyone else know, not only you're an entrepreneur, you're an active real estate agent down in Florida, but you also have a family. You're also building second house. And didn't you just get a new puppy?
Yes. We decided to add to our plate and we just got a new puppy. Probably not the smartest idea, but I have developed the philosophy of jump first and then figure it out on the way down. So, so
Jump in and then figure out how to swim. Okay, you're brave.
yeah.
But you know what? The thing is, all of us entrepreneurs are like that because we are creating our own path. And, you are doing the best you can with what you have and constantly learning and pivoting. But you mentioned something just a little while ago, and that was about your routines. How do routines relate to time management?
Well, for me, routines are something that I have to have. If I don't follow my routine, and this might, I don't know about you, but if I don't follow my routine, I can get cranky. And for me, having a routine set, like, okay, this is when I do this, this is when I do that, this is when I do this, that not only helps me because I work from home a lot, which a lot of us do, especially if we're working from home, this actually helps our family realize, okay, this is what I'm doing when I'm doing it. I do not need to be interrupted during this time. It's a way to kind of put yourself into like a little kind of, I don't want to say box, but it's like you've got your bubble, you've got your bubble that you don't want people to interrupt. And if you have a routine and everybody around you knows, okay, this is when Jess has this available, I will get back to people, but that's going to be on my schedule, on when I can do it. It's not going to be, a lot of times it's not instantaneous. It's not like, oh, I have a text that just came in. I have to respond to that. I have to continue with what I'm doing, especially with the ADHD, because if I don't, I'll get distracted and then that will throw off my entire routine. It's, for example, okay, my morning routine. Every morning I wake up, and I am not one of those people that gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and you don't have to be one of those people that get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Those, yes, there are people that can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and everything. I like my sleep. I need my sleep. people want me to have my sleep because otherwise I'm going to be cranky. And you have to realize that you have to do what works for you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which is very important, guys.
yes,
You do you based on what works the best for you, because then you can be the best for everyone else, including yourself. So I do like early morning, but then I can have a stretch of couple months, as you said, that you have a conditions or situation which can limit you. Sometimes it hits me as well, and then instead of getting up at 5 a.m., I just let the body rest until 7
oh,
or 8, and it's perfectly fine, and I just fine tune and adjust. I think the life is about continuous adjustment.
yes, and that's very important. It's especially with the number one thing that I do is I'll make a list. Either I'm trying to shift it back to so I'm making my list the night before right now, but
Mm-hmm.
usually in the morning, I'll sit down with my coffee and I'll start writing my list. And that's how I start off in the morning. I'll also scroll through TikTok for half an hour, but that's me time, that's when I take my time for myself first thing in the morning, because there's so many people that are like, oh, you got to eat the frog. And I was this way for the longest time. I even taught this in our confident communication, but some people aren't built that way. And
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
it's learning to deal with yourself, and it's really figuring out what works best for you. So when you're time blocking and when you're working on your routine, figure it out. It doesn't have to be so rigid. You can switch things up.
I
I mean,
love that. And I hope that you guys are hearing it, that you have the freedom to choose how you will to your life, and having a built-in fun time or just having built-in 15 minutes in your routine for TikTok or Instagram, it's there. You will not feel like you are not productive. It's something what makes you happy, and then you are not sneaking out on your phone when you run to the bathroom to check what is new on
exactly.
Instagram, right?
And it's so funny because I learned this from my son. Of all things, he's 15. He has to be on the bus at 5:30 in the morning to get to high school, because we live a decent ways away, and he goes to a magnet school. And so he has to get on the bus at 5:30 in the morning, which is like, I'm not even awake at 5:30 in the morning when he goes away. But he gets up at like 4:30 in the morning, and
Mm.
he'll take his shower and everything. He'll eat his breakfast, and while he's eating his breakfast, he's playing games online with his friends. It's like, it's not like, okay, you have to go to school, you have to get ready for school, and you have to go to school. He's not eating the frog first. He's having ice cream for breakfast.
Yeah.
He's having dessert first. And I was like, it works for him. I mean, he is so smart, and he's an AB student, he's in all advanced classes, and this works for him. And I'm like, why am I being so rigid with myself? I should, you know, I'm not going to kick myself for wanting to scroll TikTok for half an hour in the morning while I'm like making my list and eating my breakfast and having my coffee. You got to find out what works for you. And
We
it's
all have different personality and we function different way. And the permission we need to give to ourselves to understand what works for us, it's extremely important, because you can try to do it the hard way, but I don't think that it's sustainable. So it's your way is the right way. How about that?
ooh, that's
I'll write it down.
yeah, let's think. Can we get that on a t-shirt or something? Jess
Yes,
was right.
yes, I love it.
No, it's just so many people, they focus on, oh, I have to do it this way. This is the way that I'm going to succeed. But the truth of the matter is, it's however you're comfortable, you know? And, going back to me, I have my list of things that I do every day. And then I also have this wonderful program that I downloaded. It's on my desktop. It's called Todoist.
Oh, I have
And
it too. I have it on my
I
cell
love that.
phone. Yes.
No, I love it. And it's like, you know what? At 6 o'clock in the evening, like, well, if I'm home, if I'm not out on showings or anything, if I'm home, I have a little reminder that pops up that says, okay, this is your time to wind down. This is your time to wrap up. And it reminds me and it tells me, okay, I clean my digital desktop first because I'm constantly saving stuff onto my desktop. Do I need to save this? Do I need to get rid of this? Is this important? Should I print it out? You know, I will clean my digital desktop first, and then I will clean my physical desktop because it gets disastrous over the course of the day. You know how busy we get, but it's Todoist, I find it's great because then I can like get that little click. I can click off what I've accomplished, and writing stuff down on a list on my clipboard that I have right here. My clipboard, it sits next to me daily, and it's got my list of things that I need to accomplish, and just marking it off. It's like a dopamine hit. It makes you feel good. It really does. So it's nice, but you need to take into consideration when you're time blocking, especially as a realtor, there are certain activities that we need to do daily in order for our business to go from here to here.
Yeah.
So we
How do we do the time blocking based on Jess? Of course, all of us will have slightly different approach, but why don't you lead the way and focus now on the time blocking?
Okay. Well, first off, I always start off with my list always has like personal stuff and professional stuff. I try to, because I'm taking care of my dad and everything, I try to get like the personal stuff done first and quickly. Like, because for me, family is priority. So that means, scheduling doctor's appointments, whether it be for my dad or for my kids, you know, um, if I have an appointment that day, I take that into consideration on my time blocking. And sometimes, I mean, it's not like a weekly schedule, like everything has to happen during this time, during this time, during this time. It's Things get shifted. You have to shift. It's You can't be so rigid where you're like, oh my God, I have to do this now. Don't bother me. I laser focus. You can't do that because you will drive yourself insane and you will drive the people around you insane. So you want to make sure that you're taking into consideration, and we'll just talk about, the real estate stuff right now.
Yeah.
That you want to, it could be that, the personal stuff is more important to you than the work stuff. And sometimes that happens. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. I want to make that clear. If you got family stuff going on, it's priorities are in the eye of the beholder. So
Family comes first,
yeah,
period.
yeah. For me, family comes first. It's like, I know my dad is like sitting over in the other room listening to me right now, but
Dad, you are first.
oh, he knows. um, but then there are some times where I'm like, okay, Dad, I have this going on and I can't be bothered for like an hour or so. So sometimes he listens, sometimes he doesn't, but that's okay. That's my dad. Anyway, as a real estate agent, there are certain things that I need to do every day that I need to block out. Like for lead generation, I have time where I block out where I'm prepping for lead generation.
When
What
was
am I going to do today? I'm going to make a list of contacts that I'm going to reach out to. This is also time when I'm practicing my scripts, I'm getting stuff ready. You want to narrow your focus during that lead gen time. And that's when you're prepping, you want to ask yourself, what are you going to do today? Are you going to call FSBOs? Are you going to call expireds? Are you going to work your database? You want to decide what you're going to do on that day. So you can say, okay, from this time to this time, I'm going to do lead generation and lead generation prep. After that, after I'm done with my lead gen, narrowing my focus, and everything, and I'm going to respond to any communications that came in during my lead gen time.
So that's an email, text,
Yeah,
messenger.
emails, texts, everything like that. It's because you will get distracted. Especially me. squirrel. You know, you're gonna get distracted. It's human nature. We get distracted. We're gonna like, go to the bathroom. I'm 45, so I'm like, now I'm like, I walk into a room and I completely forget why I'm there. So, it happens. We have to figure out the way to remove those distractions is to say, okay, set a time where you're going to respond to those distractions. Like, there's very few times where something is going to be like, oh my God, I have to handle this right now. And if that's the case, yeah, I'm going to say, please excuse me for a moment. I have to go deal with this.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah. How much time do you block for the lead gen in the morning? And I assume that that's the morning activity for you
yeah,
when you are the freshest.
yeah.
How much time do you block approximately?
I normally do from like 9 until 11.
Uh-huh.
And then,
So
11 to
about two
whatever.
hours.
Yeah. And then, but I mean, also, I've also really kind of cut back my schedule because I used to do like it twice a day where I do it 9 and 11 and then I do like 4 to 6.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, right now I'm prioritizing my family more.
So
So,
this is again touching on the flexibility you have to give to yourself as an entrepreneur because you
yep.
have it. That's actually one of the amazing things being an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
You respond, you're your own boss.
Mhm.
So when needed, you can do lead gen 9 till 11 a.m. and then 4 till 6 p.m. I love that. So basically, you are adjusting when we were talking about how your day will go. So and after responding with, I'm trying to figure out like a time frame for the time blocking. So after you do the lead gen, how long approximately takes you, the emails, text, messenger?
It really depends. I don't think it's taken me more than an hour or
Okay.
so. you know
Yeah.
Sometimes I already have stuff ready to go where I already know, okay, I have to send this, I have to send that, they asked me for this. Just because I'm not responding to the text doesn't mean that I'm not looking at them. And
Mhm.
it's like, while I'm on the phone with somebody, I can multitask and I can be like, okay, yeah, hi, you want to sell your house, blah blah blah, do that whole side of things. But then if I have a client that's texting me, hey, we would like to see this house, I can pop on MLS, I can download MLS sheets, or print MLS sheets, and I can, kind of multitask. And then I will get back to them during that allotted time. Okay, hey, yes, we can definitely go see this. This is available. I'll get them the information about the house. You know, I'll run RPR reports and stuff, and that's another thing that I really have to like kind of slot in and everything. It's running my CMAs and everything like that for listings. It can get overwhelming. You really can. So maybe one day you're concentrating specifically on buyers and setting up appointments, and then the next day maybe you're concentrating on dealing with like CMAs and stuff like that. That can all like be done during your lead gen time.
Mhm.
If you have stuff that comes in, you can make yourself a little note, hey, I need to do this tomorrow. And I keep kind of like a scratch pad, like I have Mondays and then I have Tuesdays. So I've already got like 4 things for tomorrow that I need to work on. That you just have to figure out what works best for you.
I
And
like that. What you are basically suggesting that during the day you are already creating the to-do list for the following day. So
yep.
when you're closing your shop, you already know what is ahead of you. And I think that can give you a big peace of mind that
And this
you
is
will feel
also
more organized.
Yeah, and this is also why I'm trying to shift it so I'm actually doing my to-do list at night before. So this way it's already ready to go. And I have a little bit more time for myself in the morning where I can just like kind of like, okay, I got this going today. I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna watch silly videos of kittens and puppies and ducks and or whatever. I'm gonna catch up on the news for the day. I'm gonna see what's going on in the world and then hit the ground running. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's
Excellent.
all about I can't stress this enough. It's like everything comes down to what feels best for you. It's just because some guy is waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and saying, "Hey, get up, make your bed, and just do this," and then even, there are some coaches out there that are like, make your phone calls at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Hell no! If somebody called me at 8 o'clock in the morning, I would be like, "No, I'm never working with you ever. Go away, shoo."
Yeah.
It's and that's a little bit of the way I was raised. Like,
This is awesome. You just gave me an idea that I will search for an agent who works like a surgeon, like a drill surgeon, and interview him or her because it would be
yeah,
great to get these two perspectives because, some people like a black coffee, some people drink a coffee with milk, and some people don't drink a coffee. So showcasing all these options we have as entrepreneurs, I think it's very valuable. So after you do your lead generation, then you respond to emails, text messages. What comes after during your daily
after
agenda?
that, usually that's when I try and plan my lunch,
Okay.
around, that's around lunchtime.
Yep.
And sometimes I'll like call friends or something. I'll check in with friends. We'll text back and forth. I'll eat my lunch. And I find it very important to step away
Mhm.
for a little bit, just because it can get overwhelming. You can be in this zone, and there's nothing wrong with being in a zone. Sometimes I will follow that zone and I will skip lunch. But, I try to take that time for myself because I find it's important. It's better for my mental health to actually do that. But after lunch and everything, I'll take either half an hour or an hour depending on how I'm feeling. And after that, showings and listings.
Mhm.
That's when I concentrate on, if I have to plan a showing tour, if I have to plan for, a showing that evening, whatever that is, I will do that during that time.
But
Um,
that will be probably the longest time you block because
yeah,
that might involve, obviously, you will have to get out of
that
your home.
takes, yeah, that takes most of the day, and sometimes there's cases where, I have that I'm prepping for showings and listings and stuff. And then I have to leave the house because, okay, I have to go see these showings. I have to go see the stuff. And that's when, you don't have like the 4 to 6 lead gen time. It
Yeah.
just happens, it does. I try and do, as far as like showings, I try and separate them like every other day.
Mhm.
And I use showings also as a time to preview properties as well. So, and this is something that I'm trying to work back in because I haven't done this in a while. Just life has just been too busy, with everything going on. And it's something that's important to me because this is another way that I'm going to make sure that I know my market. This is another way that I'm going to be like, okay, I'm the expert here. I want to be able to educate my sellers or my buyers, on what's going on in the market. We're seeing I was just looking it up just earlier today that we're actually seeing a slight drop in our market. And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, it's been a while. But
Yeah. Yes.
trying to keep yourself motivated, not only motivated, but up to date and everything, it can be a lot.
Yeah.
And so, showings and listings, that's my time when I can really, and say, oh, okay, here, this house, yeah, we're gonna go see this house. This is what else is in the area. This is when I'll run like some quick CMAs and figure stuff out. And then, going on listing appointments, that's when I talk to my people that want to list, where they want to be like, okay, hey, um one thing that I'm actually trying to work in, and my friend and partner Jenna, she kind of like, she was like, oh my god, this is a great idea. We actually wanted to start taking lunch out and about. We wanted to go to like some of the local restaurants, and just like, or like cafe or something, have a sandwich, and just, I've got this great sign that says real estate agent available, ask away, like ask questions. And we wanted to go and we wanted to start doing, I used to do this all the time. and it actually did very well. And I got a lot of people asking me questions about the market, hey, what would you do, if you had this house and blah, 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 how would you fix this up? What are the most, what is going to get me the most bang for my buck? People networking is so huge in our business, and
Yes,
getting out there, that is part of the thing. And yeah, I get to go out to lunch,
I
it's
love that. I love that because it is a very soft invitation. It's not intrusive. It's not walking around the tables and handing out a business card.
yeah.
And if you do it in a playful way, with maybe smiley face on a sign or something, it's a warm welcome for
Yeah,
people to come over. Oh, you have it somewhere?
I thought I had it here, but I took it to my office.
Okay.
So,
Next time I need you with the sign.
next time. Yeah.
But I love it. That's a beautiful, beautiful idea. So we are almost at the wrap up of your day. When is your hard stop? When do you actually stop working, Jess?
My hard stop is anywhere between 6 and 7.
Yeah.
It's like I always, like I said, I clean up my desktop first and then I clean up my desk. And then that is, I might, if I'm answering the phone at like 8 o'clock, it's because I want to answer the phone at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
But usually after 8 o'clock, my do not disturb comes on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And that's legit. That's legit. Our clients cannot expect us to respond at 11 p.m. That's just so bad,
I, I
No.
started turning off my phone, and
Mhm.
I liked playing on my phone too much, scroll through Facebook, scroll through, the
Yeah.
news and stuff, play a game on my phone, whatever. And so I figured, okay, I'm just going to turn on do not disturb,
Yeah.
because I still want to play on my phone. I mean, we're all addicted to our mobile devices, which is awful. I need to work on that. But we rely so much on our phones and our mobile devices, it's just what it is. And there were times that I was getting texts like from Zillow or Realtor, like leads in the middle of the night. And I'm like, I'm not going to respond to this at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's ridiculous. It's no. So I turned that off,
Yeah.
and it has kept me sane.
Yes, the technology is here for us, not against us.
Mhm.
So setting very healthy boundaries, it's really important
That's
because we need
the
to
word.
respect ourselves just like we respect our clients. And I think if we have these good boundaries, they will respect us even more because
Yeah, and as an entrepreneur, it can be hard not to answer that phone. It's like, oh, this lead came in. It's like, I'll still get like a text message if like a realtorlead.com comes in, and I'll be like, do I want to respond to this? It's 10:30 at night. No, I'll wait until tomorrow morning. And
such
then,
bad examples. Let's all of us agree not to do it.
no, weird. I am awful at that. I am, sometimes I need to practice more what I preach, because my wife will get after me. She'll be like, just no, you're not responding to this. And I'm
That's
like,
great
you're right.
accountability. Have the entire family to help you with that. And don't beat yourself up. We are all work in progress. And this what you shared today with us, I think that was extremely helpful, insightful, and it had some funny aspects of it in it as well. Gosh, I'm a ESL, okay?
Hey, no worries.
Oh my gosh. Jess, thank you so much. This was very lovely and insightful call. I really appreciate what you shared with us. Do you think can I book you for one more session on time management? Maybe
Absolutely.
can dive deeper into priorities because within the time blocking and time management, I can see what I might struggle with that. And
Mhm.
hey, eating the frog first, it's not my thing in the morning, it's not your thing, but understanding what is really important and how to structure it
Mhm.
might be a good topic for our next call. What do you think?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
let's
it.
do it.
Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it. Guys, thank you so much for watching Jess and me during our jam session. In case you have any questions for Jess, please post them or reach out directly to us, and I will make sure we will incorporate them into our next jam session. Jess, one more time, thank you, and you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.